What's up guys, in today's video I'm going to show you my 5,000 points worth of painted Blood Angels, and I'm going to kind of run you through all my units, and at the end I'll show you them all together on the same place. This army actually won me 3rd place at Armies on the Parade last year, so hope you guys enjoy. So starting off with HQs, I'm going to go down the line. Here are all my HQs. This is Captain Chaplain. He is the captain of the 1st company of the Blood Angels, all veterans. He's wearing Terminator armor, armed with Thunder Hammer and Storm Bolter. His stat line's pretty good, and he's pretty decent for the points. Next up is Astaroth, the Grim. He is the head chaplain. I used to use him a lot before the new Death Company Chaplain came out. Probably my most used HQ is the Sanguinary Priest. This is a normal Sanguinary Priest without jump pack. He's great because he's a very cheap HQ choice, and he gives everyone in the unit feel no pain, and he also gives them all +1 weapon skill, as well as having a pretty decent stat line himself for being very cost effective. Next up is the Terminator Chaplain. This one's the old pewter one, so he's really heavy. I kind of like it. He's got the customized base, everything. Wearing Terminator armor, he's a Crozius, and other than that, he's just a normal chaplain, which is very useful for Blood Angels. But I generally don't use this actual model because I don't generally put him with the Terminator squad. I don't find a chaplain in a Terminator squad that useful. But if you want to give him a little survivability, it's a great option. And then here we have my most recent Blood Angels model, which is my Death Company Chaplain Draenor. Really cool model, probably one of my favorite models I've ever painted. Love his jump pack. Everything about him is great. He's got the red bottoms on his shoes, he's got the Inferno pistol, and Crozius, exactly how I want my chaplains to be armed with the jump pack as well. This guy is a huge badass. I will generally always take him, and he has been my HQ of choice for the last probably 5 games I've played. Price-wise, he's actually not that expensive in terms of points either, so this guy is my go-to. And then back here we have the Sanguinary, who is a really cool looking model, but honestly not that great in game. As you see, I still need to base him. This model is one of my favorite models I have, but he is not very good in game. He's actually quite lackluster from what you'd expect a reincarnation of the Primarch to be. But nonetheless, really cool. I had to paint him. Really like how he turned out. And on to troops. The only troops I ever use are Tactical Marines. I don't ever want to use scouts. I don't own any scouts, and I don't think I'll ever buy scouts because I think scouts are super lame. So Tactical Marines are the cheapest and only other option I really have for troops, and I actually really dig these. These are pretty old models that I painted a long time ago, but I'm still pretty happy with the paint job, enough so that I don't really find the need to repaint them. I'll usually combat squad them into separate squads, and then I'll have 2 70-point combat squad tactical squads, so it'll be 1-2 troop choices fulfilled right there for 140 points. Not bad. Alright, now moving on to elite choices. I have my first elite choice, which is Death Company Squad. I generally never run a game without my Death Company Squad because they are pretty much the reason why I play Blood Angels. I fell in love with the Death Company Squad and just the whole lore behind them, and because of that, Blood Angels was a no-brainer for me when I was picking an army to play. These guys are pretty much the special forces of Tactical Marines. They can do it all, and they are all bloodthirsty murderers. I have a lot of options here, all of them with jump packs, and they're all led by Lamartez, who is also elite choice and not an HQ. Really cool model. I kind of am sad that they nerfed him and they made him not as good because I don't ever use him anymore, but I do love the model. Moving on, these are my 2 Dreadnoughts. I have a Furioso Dreadnought. This is the old school pewter Dreadnought, so it's real heavy. I kind of like it. It gives it a nice heft to it. Wow, this one right here is the new plastic kits, and this is of course the Death Company Dreadnought. Love how this guy turned out with the blood talons. Really cool custom base. I don't really remember where I got it, but it looks really nice. and he's great in game. Next up is the Sanguinary Guard. These are Blood Angel specific units, and they are the most elite of the elite, which is why they're wearing all golden artificer armor. I have two 5-man squads here. This squad I painted a long time ago, and this squad I painted within the last month. And you can tell a huge difference when you look at the side-by-side comparison of the two models. All right, these are my Terminators. I have 3 squads of 5-man Terminators. This is a Assault Terminator squad, all armed with Thunderhammers and Storm Shields. And then I have 2 5-man normal Terminator squads. Well, these are the Terminator squads from Space Hulk, so they are all very Blood Angels themed, and they're all custom models pretty much. So unlike any other Terminators I might go up against, these guys are unique, and they are covered in Blood Angels insignias, which make them really cool. Space Hulk is actually the reason why I started painting Warhammer miniatures, and I ended up painting these 2 squads, and I was like, you know what, I already have 2 squads of Terminators, I might as well paint some more and I can have a whole army, and then the rest is history. These are my Vanguard Veterans. They are all equipped with jump packs. I didn't like the Vanguard Veteran models, and they're also extremely expensive, so what I did was bought 2 boxes of Death Company, and then I just painted them red and then painted their helmets gold. In the Blood Angels, all their veterans wear gold helmets. This allowed me to save some money and also get some really cool Blood Angel specific gear, like these shoulder pads. And so these are actually technically Death Company models, but I think they look way better than the Vanguard Veteran models that they sell. Here are my Stern Guard Veterans. They're all armed with combi bolters. Most of them are combi meltas. There's a couple combi flamers in there, and 2 combi plasmas, and there's 1 combi grav. All right, here are my fast attack choices. This is a regular Rhino with a Storm Bolter on top. Nothing fancy about it. This was actually really fun to paint. Took no time at all and turned out really nicely. Next up, I have the Drop Pod with the bay doors that open, Whirlwind missile launcher inside. Usually attach a homing beacon into this, and then I will have something deep strike right into this, about 6 inches from one of the doors. Now onto heavy supports. First, the Storm Raven gunship, a must-have in all Blood Angels armies, I feel, because it is one of the few transports that has an assault ramp in the front, allowing that unit inside to assault when disembarking on the same turn. It is armed with twin-linked last cannons, twin-linked multi-melta, and 4 blood rockets. And here we have a Devastator Squad. You can tell by the designated by their blue helmets. I rarely honestly use this squad. This was one of the first squads I ever made and painted, so they're a little bit rough, but I'm still happy enough with the paint jobs that I won't repaint them. All right, next up I have a Ball Predator tank. This is armed with the twin-linked assault cannons, and it has the Storm Bolter on top along with the heavy bolter sponsons on the sides. And for my final heavy support choice, I have a Land Raider, a classic Land Raider with the twin-linked last cannons on either side, twin-linked heavy bolter in the front, and assault ramp in the front as well. I usually run a unit of Terminators, assault Terminators with Thunderhammers and Storm Shields inside of here so they can assault out of this when they disembark. Super cool model. I love the detail on it. I love the design that it could kind of go through everything. Armor 14 all around makes this thing near impenetrable. People will spend the entire game trying to take this thing out. It's expensive points wise, but I think it's definitely worth it if you have the right kind of unit inside that you plan on assaulting. All right, on to Warlords. This is my first Warlord's choice. This is Commander Dante. He is the oldest living Space Marine in the universe. He is the company master, chapter master of the entire Blood Angels. He is a true hero of the Imperium. This guy is a true beast. Dante will hold his own against pretty much anything, and I've only ever had him die me once. And for the final piece of my Blood Angels army, I have an Imperial Knight Crusader as my Warlord choice as well. I felt that my army was severely lacking in shooting because I am Blood Angels. Most of my units are close combat meant for assaulting, so I needed to fill a gap, which was shooting. So for the points, not only does it have all the shooting I could ever need in my army, he also becomes a huge target for my enemies. He just soaks fire, and with his 4+ invulnerable ion shield he uses, and he soaks it. That means my more expensive units, like my Terminators and my Death Company, can get into combat without getting blown to pieces beforehand. He is a mobile threat that can not only blow you apart from the other side of the battlefield, but he can also charge you and hit you with strength 10 attacks, even without any close combat weapons. All right, so here is the full army in all of its glory. This is a couple years of work, so it's kind of weird to look at it all in one place. When I first started playing 40K, I thought that building an army like this would be impossible, but here it is. It took less time than I thought. Definitely a lot of learning went into this. Some of these models are painted much better than others. My army is a very elite heavy army, and that's kind of how I wanted it. I think the Blood Angels are basically about the most elite of elite in terms of Space Marines, so I think it's very fitting. I didn't want a lot of tactical squads, I didn't want scouts, I didn't want a lot of tanks either, a lot of armor. I want a lot of close combat, a lot of elite units, really big, badass units, and this is kind of what my army turned out to be, so I'm very happy with it. This army performs quite well. Obviously, I don't use all of these models in a game, but it's nice to have choices and different options to allow me to be flexible depending on the opponent I'm playing, depending on what the size of the game it is, and depending on the mission as well. Alright guys, thanks for watching. I'm going to be putting out a video every Friday, so expect more 40K content like this and also battle reports coming soon. So if you haven't already, go ahead and hit that subscribe button, and I'll see you then.